All right, this is part 3 of Gemini. I keep saying Gemini. Moon in Gemini in the second house, part 3, last part. Pros and cons. Watch out not to lend that sensitive ear I was talking about to everybody. It'll come back for you and come back and burn you out. You know how you got emotional vampires? And find people who are sensitive, caring, nurturing, nice, compassionate, and go and just suck it all from them, going about their business, and the other person they can give a damn about. This placement can be that if you don't watch. Everybody come to you with their problems. You're this caring ear, you listen to their shit, and then where's the avenue for me? So choose your conversations. Again, you'll get better with it because this is third house. And third houses, everybody's third house gets better with time. So you'll get better with, discriminating who to talk to, who I'm talking about. Who to talk to, who not to talk to about this thing, who to talk to about that thing, things like that. Because Cancer's right here. The crab, the outer shell. These people can be some of the most, until like that sensitive ear that I'm talking about, they can come off as the exact opposite. That's another thing to watch. It's being always mess up this word, bitter. Because in the past, you tried to do this, and the vampires came. People that, you know, wasn't listening to you like you needed them to. Be there for you, be the ear for you, like you were for them. For example, um, so now you built up this crab. You built up that famous crab, that Cancer crab shell, that hard shell that just about nobody can get into. It's just about impossible to get into. Watch out for that because you could pass. You gotta learn to balance. You'll get better with it. You'll get better with it, but you know. So you gotta discriminate. You can't be. You just can't be that ear to everybody. They'll come and just drain and wipe you out, and you know what's gonna suffer? Your self-esteem. Moon is in the second house, a Gemini. You feel worthless or worse, not as good about yourself because other people, when they come to you with their problems, you listening and really listening to them and really being a caring ear, like I really feel you. And, like that, like really being there for them. And then when the roles are reversed or when it's time for you to do it, you like close off. You feel like you can't talk to anybody or can't get things out. So watch for it. Watch for people out in your neighborhood. Um, when I was talking about the courage and the efforts, just basically, you know, don't overextend yourself to your local environment and to others. Make sure you're good first. Make sure you um, have even if again if you write it down, if you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, or you feel like nobody will like really be that ear that you really need, you can always write about it. There's so many different avenues of getting our feelings out. Find at least one, and um, you'll feel worth it. You'll feel like you're worth it in life. Just have that about have that no discrimination. Stay in the middle. Don't be too crabby and bitter and closed off to where you might pass that ear. You might just like People are trying to, so temper it. Temper it. Let them in bit by bit, you know, and then you lend your ear, and it takes two. A good sign that you're on the right track, if you're looking for a person to be that listening ear, is when you're going piece by piece. They're meeting you, you're meeting them. Like this. That's what you want to look for. Now throw yourself all into somebody and like, oh, you could, because you're such this sensitive listener, this compassionate person. When it comes to communication, everybody comes to you. Or you can be overbearing sometimes, or throw too much of yourself onto people and smother them. Moon, Cancer, smothering. So watch that. That's the shadow side of this expression. Careful not to be smothering in your communication or to others you're trying to communicate to. Boom, boom, bit by bit, right here. So those are pros and cons. I didn't talk about pros. I don't know if I did, but I know one thing would be like somebody for this placement, like an accountant. Anything where it takes for whoever is buying your product or buying your talent, whatever you're selling, if you know, how can I put it? Can make for those like salespeople, like I said, accountants. The theme is going to be you being that sensitive ear, that sensitive listening ear, being good at it. Really listening to okay, this is what's going on with their kids. Like somebody, like a real estate agent. They need to know that they need to be emotionally connected to, the people that are buying the house. Oh, how your kids feel about this? What are your kids into? What sports do he play? Oh, okay. So this home would be good for your son to throw the ball and like that. You gotta put that kind of thought into this. But that is a pro of this placement. Like some kind of any person who where like you have to listen to what their situation is in life, or whatever the relative themes of whatever you're selling. They'll go into their story about it. Oh, my mom just moved back in town, so I'll have to take care of her. Like if you're a real estate agent, somebody with this place and would be like, oh, I remember you were talking about your mother and this and that. Well, this will help her get up and down the stairs, like that. That's what I mean. That's a pro of this placement. Somebody who can see and who can listen to somebody's situation, connect with them, connect with their minds. Okay, I get how they thinking, I get how they feeling. So let me go ahead and do this. So the second house is, again, it's your bank account, it's your finances, your savings. It's your savings. It's the places. This money that comes into your life is money that is saved, and you build and build and build. That's what this house is for. Let me put it that way. So, and then empowerment. Just understand that with this placement, you have to look after your peace of mind first. You have to look after your self-esteem first. How you feel about yourself comes first. Your survival needs come first. See, with a Taurus ascendant, you probably have Taurus ascendant with this placement. Taurus is immovable. Immovable rock, immovable earth, stubborn earth, whatever you want to call it. It's fixed earth. See, this moon kind of correlates to that. You see how this placement is teaching the mind to be that stable person. They know how to take in sensitivity from other people and not let it bother them. This is the evolved placement. Once this, I say it gets better over time. This is once it gets evolved. This mind is immovable. It is immovable. A mind, somebody who doesn't know this stuff, or who, just is not trying to, um, protect this placement, protect this mind. They'll, and that you got the Gemini moon that's just all over the place. They can't that, and just the the general, institution, like their general temperament, it suffers. This mind, this moon placement is humpbacking off what Taurus ascendant is about. A stableness, stability. Even with all the water and the wind that's going around, including yours, you know how to bring yourself back. You know how to get rid of enough wind and enough water, emotion, and thoughts. You know how to get enough out to where it keeps your equilibrium, keeps you stable, like the Taurus ascendant is trying to do. Keeps you stable, not immovable, not swayed by people and pulled on by people who try and suck the energy out of you, suck all of the careness and the nurturing listener, communicator that you are. And being this is that's what it's about. It's teaching you to be that stable and not to go too far, like you feel, oh, you moved because your own water is too much water, it's too much emotion, and I don't know, I come off too emotional to people when I talk to them sometimes, or I don't know how to get it out. And then so now the mind is not stable, like the Taurus ascendant. So everything passed through the ascendant. And if you get into the science of it, you get to it on this level, you'll see why the Taurus the ascendant is so important. Everything is funneling through that Taurus ascendant. It's all about stability. Stability on this material, in this material world. That's a Taurus ascendant. Moon is actually in Taurus's house. You see how primal this moon is. See how I was talking about early childhood and the mother. It was formed back then to let you know, before you even mature and get to a full adult, how important stability is. It's what it's all about. It's building around that. See that Taurus ascendant, the moon right there in that second house. It ain't far. It ain't gone nowhere really. See how it's trying to teach you and show you stability. Moon is in the second house. Taurus's original house in the original belt. Aries first house, Taurus second house, Gemini third house. So Moon is actually in Taurus's house. So the mind over time, because the third house again gets better over time. Over time, the mind becomes a stable place. It becomes a resource. It becomes a resource. The second house is resources. Moon is there. Over time, third house, 3, 6, 10, 11. These houses get better over time. So over time, you do become that stable Taurus mind. And that's the big empowerment of this placement, is to be almost like this jack of all trades when it comes to communication, because Gemini, Moon Gemini, but able to control and be stable in your mind. at the same time.